Now let's go to the second problem under this. Under the second problem was a star b is equal to a square plus b square. This was the second, right? So what does the property says? A star e is equal to a, and one more is e star a is equal to a, right? So what is a star e by using this definition? A square plus e square is equal to a. Fine. And here e square plus a square is equal to a. That's fine, right? Okay. Now let us check now. So this will be what? Okay. Now this will be a square. Now a square is equal to a minus a square. That's fine. So e square equal to a minus a square. And here what is the value? E square is equal to a minus a square. Clear? Right. So what is e equal to? Root of a minus a square. And here also e value will be equal to root of a minus a square. Let me check for an example. If suppose if I put the value of a is equal to 2. Let us see what happens to this. Yeah, I got both of them to be the same. But I will prove something is wrong in this. Okay, just with an example. So e value will be equal to root of 2 minus 4 by using this. Root of 2 minus 4 is minus 2. This is not a rational number. Right. So if a minus a square has to be a rational number, then this term should be more than this because you have a subtraction here. Right. So because of this reason, identity element does not exist. So problem number 3 is over. Let's go to, problem number 3 now. First and second are over. Now the third one under this, a star b equal to a plus ab. We have to check for identity. So a star e is equal to a, and one more is e star a is equal to a. Both the ways you check. Clear? Right. A star e by using this, a plus ae is equal to a, and here e plus ae is equal to a. Clear? Now a will be cancelled from both sides. So if you are finding e value will be equal to 0, right? And here you take e common, 1 plus a will be equal to a, or e is equal to a by 1 plus a. Yeah, I agree. This is also going to be rational. This is also going to be a rational. Okay, right. And now you notice there are two different identities actually. And that is nowhere possible. Hence there exists no identity element. If it exists, it has to be unique. Identity element for a given set is unique. Unique means only one element can act as the identity element. Fine. Let's move to next. Problem number 4. So in problem number 4, a star b is given as a minus b the whole square. Right. Okay. So one of the side, a star e is equal to a, and one more, e star a is equal to a. So what will happen to this according to the definition? This can be written as a minus e the whole square is equal to a. And here this can be written as e minus a the whole square is equal to a. Right. So finally simplify and get the value of e. Right. So this one, a square plus e square minus 2a is equal to a. Can I simplify and find the value like this? Okay. Just notice one element, okay, from the rational numbers, subtract and square, you should get back a. Is this possible anywhere? Now, will this be possible? Okay, this is nowhere going to be possible. You just square and expand and simplify. You are not going to find the identity element. Clear? Okay, now let us go to the next. Problem number 4. So under this problem number 4 is given as a star b equal to ab by 4. So what is the property says? A star e is equal to a, e star a is equal to a. Right. Now if a star e equal to a, this can be written as a e by 4 is equal to a. This is e a by 4 is equal to a. Now a e is equal to 4a, or e will be equal to 4, which is a rational number. Let us see here. Now a e is equal to 4a. Eliminate e. Look at a clear example for existence of identity. Now here also it is e equal to 4 only, and here also it is e equal to 4. Right. Whatever the way you do, e star a star a, in both the case only one element will act as the identity. This is how it should be checked. So let's go to one more example. Right, and now the last one, the sixth one, A star B is equal to AB square. I have to check for identity. So A star E is equal to A, and one more, E star A is equal to A. So what is A star E will be A E square is equal to A, and here E A square is equal to A. Fine, this get cancels, E square equal to 1 or E equal to plus or minus 1. Now come to here. Now this will be, one of the power get cancels, E is equal to 1 by A. Here it is plus or minus 1, here it is 1 by A, right? That means there exists two identities according to this simplification. But remember, identity cannot be more than one element, it has to be unique. So this gives me two different identity elements. So stop and give a conclusion, hence the identity does not exist. Hope you got this concept, students. So that's how to verify the properties for existence of identity element. Clear? Now let's go to the next. The next one is problem number 11. So in problem number 11, it's based on natural numbers. So it is based on ordered pairs actually, not single elements. So one single element from this topic is going to be an ordered pair. So in the 11th one, they mentioned A comma B star C comma D is A plus C comma B plus D. Okay, what we need to check whether, okay, now show that it is going to be commutative, associative, find the identity element if it exists. So we need to check whether the identity exists. Okay, so every time it's not necessary identity has to exist, correct, right? Like the previous one where identity was not possible to find. Now let's go to the problem. Just a second. Okay, fine. Now first thing I need to show it is going to be commutative. So the commutative property is given by A star B equal to B star A, but here one element stands for A comma B, second element stands for C comma D, right? So here if I is writing A, it is A comma B, one element star second element is going to be C comma D, and this should be equal to, this is just like A star B. If suppose if it's commutative, this should be equal to B star A. So C comma D star with A comma B. Okay, so we know this is the standard property. The same property has to be adjusted because here one element is one ordered pair, right? So according to the definition, so A star B can be written as A plus C comma B plus D, and here this can be written as C plus A comma D plus B. Fine. Does it matter if I write A plus C as C plus A? No, the value still remains the same. Correct. Now B plus D can also be written as D plus D, and let's retain the right hand side as it is, C plus A plus D plus D, right? So clearly notice these two ordered pairs are equal because first elements are equal and even the second elements are equal. Therefore star is commutative. It's a simple thing to show. Now the second one is to check for associative. It's a show that, so we need to exactly show it's associative. So A comma B star C comma D. Remember, I need one more element to check for associative, right? So A comma B star D comma D star E comma F. So let me associate these two here, and then I will associate the first two elements on the right side, right? So A comma B star. Now this is just like A, whatever it's been given to, correct? Now so according to the definition, these two elements should be written in this form. So add the first element C plus E comma, add the second element is D plus E. Now here also apply the definition here which is given like this. So A plus C comma B plus D star E plus F, correct? Now once again this is just like A, this is just like B. This is the first ordered pair, this is the second ordered pair, and every time this definition has to be applied. So apply the definition means add the first element A plus C plus A. Add the second element B plus D plus F. Right. Same way, add the first element A plus C plus E. Add the second element B plus D plus F. Clearly you can notice both sides we have same values because the first elements are equal and the second elements are equal. Therefore, star is associated. Hope it's clear, students. Now, with the same definition, I should check for identity. So, what is the normal identity property? A star E is equal to A is equal to E star. But here one element is one ordered pair. So, A comma B star. Let me take the identity as E1, E2. Okay, this is the identity. So, when I operate these two, I should get back what? A comma B only. And this should be equal to E star A. That means E1, E2 star with A comma B. Is it possible? Let us check. Right. Now, if I apply the definition which is given here, so this will become A plus E1, B plus E2 will be equal to A comma B. I am just taking only the first portion. Okay, right. Now, let me just equate this. A plus E1 should be equal to A. First elements are equal. Then B plus E2 should be equal to B. Eliminate B, eliminate A. E1 equal to 0, E2 will be equal to 0. Therefore, E1, E2, which I took it as identity, I assumed it as identity, now will become 0, comma 0. But the problem is based on natural numbers. This does not belongs to natural numbers, right? Hence, there exists no identity element. Okay, a simple task to find the identity. See, whatever we do, everything should be in the given set. Whatever we do, how many number of times we operated, it doesn't matter. Okay. Final thing, whenever we get something, right, check whether it belongs to the given set. If yes, it's fine. If not, it's not going to be fine, right? So, sir, you'll be worrying, sir, if I do this, will I get a different? Definitely will not. You'll still going to get 0, comma 0 only. So, in any cases, it's 0, comma 0, but 0, comma 0 is not a natural number. Right, so hence identity element does not exist. So that's about the 11th problem. Now let's move on to the next. Problem number 12. Okay, problem number 12 is based on, there are two MCQs. This is an MCQ actually. I'll just explain because not an MCQ. 13th one is an MCQ, right? Under this first one, on the set of all natural numbers, A star A is equal to A. Remember, they already said star is a binary operation on n. I will go with an example. If you remember, addition is a binary operation on the naturals. We know this actually, correct. So, instead of star, let me take it as plus. So, in this one, I am going to replace star by addition now. So, according to this, A plus A should gives me A. Right. Is this anywhere possible? Right. So, A plus A will be what? 2A. Is this possible for any natural number? This can never happen. Hence, the given statement is not true. So, just by giving an example, you can come to a conclusion. Hope you understood this quite easily. They said the star is any binary operation on natural numbers, and I already know that addition. Or if you want, you can just replace by multiplication also, because we know that multiplication is also a binary operation on natural numbers. Clear? Now, under the second one, the second one is, if star is a commutative binary operation, okay, then A star B star C is equal to C star B star A. Fine. We have to check whether this is going to be true or false, correct? So let me start with LHS. LHS is A star B star C. Remember, star is commutative. So if star is commutative, I can interchange these two. So this can be written as B star C star A by using commutative property. Star is again commutative. It is commutative every time. Right, throughout the column it is commutative. So let me apply the commutative property for these two. So B star C, if star is commutative, can be written as C star B right? Now just look at that. That is nothing but the right hand side of the given column, right? Sir, you will be wondering, sir, why not by example? Definitely you can apply. Okay, but if you want to apply, star will be replaced by what? Okay, and to study that, in the beginning they said the problem is based on natural numbers, right? So if you want to give an example, either consider addition or multiplication instead of star and check the property, right? I've explained you in general. If you still want the example method, right? So on natural numbers we know addition or multiplication are binary operation. So replace star by addition or multiplication. Substitute a value, b value, c value. For example, 1, 2, 3. Verify on both sides. It's going to be true. Fine, students. Things are very easy if you can understand. Okay. Let's see. Compared to derivative, it requires some time. Okay. But this chapter is purely based on logics most of the time. Think. Okay. Apply the logic. Fine. The last one, problem number 13, is based on natural numbers. A star b is defined as a cube plus b cube, right? In all the four options are there. In all the four options, we have to check whether it's going to be commutative or associative. So let us check both the properties. So I'm going to check for commutative first. So a star b is written as a cube plus b cube. Certainly, this can be written as b cube plus a cube. This is the definition of b star. This is how normally we have to show. What I used to show every time. Take a star b, take b star a, check LHS and RH both the sides. Now, fine. You start with a star b. Since it's addition, it's easy to interchange these two. This is nothing but the definition of b star a. It is going to be commutative. The only thing is to check for associative now. So, the associative property, a star b star c equal to a star b star c. So this should be a cube plus b cube star c equal to a star b cube plus c cube. So let's go for this one as x star c is equal to a star y. Fine. Now x star c, x cube plus c cube, and this should be a cube plus y cube. X value is a cube plus b cube, this is x, cube of that, plus c cube equal to a cube plus b cube plus c cube the whole cube. Certainly on expansions of these two, you can never find LHS equal to RHS. Hence, the given problem is only commutative but not associative. So it's according to option B. Fine, students. So now that's the end of the exercise problems. This was the last exercise of this chapter. I've explained each and every problem in this. Okay. Most of the times I have given general method. Wherever it's possible, I have given example. I have created example. Okay. Until unless you sit and practice and create examples wherever it's possible. Until unless you sit and practice when to apply the general method, when to apply the example method. No, things will not be clear, right? So you need to decide when to apply example, when to use the general procedure. Fine, students. Now, on this, worked examples, NCERT worked examples. So you notice every time I will be handling two things. One is worked examples. Okay, the other one is going to be exercise problems in each topic. So most of the time 99% I'm only doing it. Only 1% or 2% I will ask you. If the problems are too similar, I will just say just go for it. You can give a try. Otherwise, whenever I feel the problems are not so important from the board sake of okay, then I will say just leave that problem and move on. So when I say move on and leave some problem, it doesn't mean those problems are not important for us. That's not required for the board exams. That's all. Clear? Fine. Now let's move to examples. So as you notice, there are 12 examples, and the first one under this. So on the set of all real numbers, the full problem is based on real numbers. I need to show that addition, subtraction, multiplication are binary operation, whereas division is not a binary operation. It's quite easy for us. Okay, now to check for a binary operation, whenever I take A and B are two real numbers, whenever I add two real numbers, the resultant is still a real number. And whenever I subtract two real numbers, the resultant is still a real number. Whenever I multiply two real numbers, the resultant is still a real number. Nothing, just go for generally. Okay, now just write the statement and just come to this conclusion. That's it. Okay, so hence this shows that, okay, addition, subtraction, multiplication are going to be binary operation. Why division fails? Division will fail because of 0 in the denominator. See, 1 is a real number, 0 is also a real number. But what is 1 by 0? Not defined. Not just 1 by 0, 2 by 0, not defined. So anything by 0 is not defined. Because of 0 in the denominator, division is not a binary operation on real numbers. If I remove 0 from the real numbers, that means non-zero real numbers. In such case, division also going to be a binary operation. An important concept you have to remember. Clear? Right? Now, the next. Okay, now the second problem under this. Show that subtraction and division are not binary operations, are not going to be binary operations on the set of all natural numbers. An easy one. Okay, if I consider 1 minus 2, which is minus 1 is not a natural number. Therefore, subtraction is not a binary operation. Now, division. 1 is a natural number. 2 is also a natural number. But 1 by 2 is not a natural number. So you create one example of such kind. That's it. Okay. So things are simple if you can create examples and understand this. Now let's move to the next problem number 3. Simple examples will get over soon. Word examples, all this. Okay. So it is defined on real numbers. So what they have said is a comma b is defined as a plus 4b square. That means a star b is actually written as a plus 4b square. Then show that this is going to be a binary operation. So it is defined on what? Defined on real numbers. What I need to check whether this element belongs to real numbers. Surely a is a real number, b is a real number. If b is a real number, b square is also a real number. Anything multiplied to this, still a real number. And I already know that addition of these two, that's going to be a plus 4b square. This is nothing but real number added with one more real number. I already know addition of two real number is also going to be a real number. Hence, this belongs to R. Give an example by put a equal to 1 and b equal to 2. What happens when I put a equal to 1 and b equal to 2? So it will become what? 1 star 2 equal to 1 plus 4 into 2 square. So 4 multiplied by 4, 16. 16 plus 1, 17 is still a real number. One example to understand the concept. So done with example number 3. So let's go to example number 4. Example number 4 not so important, but still it's simple thing. Okay, it's based on union and intersection, right? So what is union of two sets? It's still going to be a set which is present in P cross P. What is P is actually? P is subsets. Yeah, P is subsets of all sets of a given set X. The union is defined from P cross P to P, right? It is defined as A comma B as A union B, meaning A union, this C, the operation what they defined is union, right? So A union B, and in the one more they have defined it as intersection, right? So what are A and B? A is a subset, right? And B is also subset. Clear? So what is A union B? Subset of two subsets, correct? Now it's still going to be a subset. Subset of what? Subset of P. So from P you are selecting one subset. So from P one more subset is selected. You will take the union of those two, and the union is still going to be a subset. Still not clear. So let me consider 1 comma 2, right? So what is P cross P will be? P cross P will be what? So it's going to be first one 1 comma 1, next one 1 comma 2, next one 2 comma 1, next one 2 comma 2. Clear? Right. So this is one subset. This is one subset of P cross P, and one more is 1 comma 2. Right. Still a subset of P cross P. Now when I take the union of these two, surely it will be present in P cross P only. Fine. So that's how it should be done. The union of two subsets is also going to be a subset. Standard statement if you want. Similarly, intersection of two subsets is also going to be a subset present in the given set. Not much importance. Okay, still. Let's learn it. Fifth one. So fifth one says a binary operation given like this, from R cross R to R, it is defined as A comma B will be maximum of A comma B. One more is there. I will come back to that later. The meaning of this is A, this is the operation, right, will gives you what? Will gives me maximum of A comma B. Show that this is going to be a binary operation on real numbers. Quite simple. Okay. If I apply one, okay, a reverse cap like this, 1 cap 2, right? So this will be what? Maximum of 1 comma 2. What is maximum of 1 comma 2 will be 2. What is 2? A real number. That means, okay, on the given set, whenever I operate any two elements by using that, the resultant element is still going to be a bit exists in the given set. So therefore, this is a binary operation on the set of all real numbers. So in the next one, what the set is, they reverse the operation like this. It's a cap now. So cap is defined from R cross R to R, defined as A comma B will be this time minimum of A and B. Quite simple. If I can just go 2 cap 3 will be minimum of 2 and 3, and that will be equal to 2. See, not just 2 and 3, you take any two real numbers. Okay, apply the given definition. The resultant element still exists in the given set. Hence, cap is going to be a binary operation. So you take maximum or minimum of two real numbers. They are still going to be real numbers only. Hence, the given two operations are binary operations. So these are the problems based on binary operations. Still problem number 5. Okay. Now problem number 6 is going to be a problem based on commutative and associative. So let's check. So let me go for problem number 6. It says that show that addition is a binary operation. Sorry, not a binary, commutative you have to check. So I need to check two things here. For these two operations, show that star is going to be commutative, right? So what is the meaning of this? Right, addition. See, R cross R is what? R cross R is ordered pairs, right? Okay, so it's something like this, right? This is defined as A plus B, here plus. That is the actual meaning. So take one element from here, right? So one element will be one ordered pair, so it is replaced by plus, right? We have checked enough number of times already. On the set of all real number, addition is a binary operation. What we have to say, okay, now for all, first thing, let me just take A plus B and next B plus A. The commutative property under addition I am applying. So can I write B plus A as A plus B only? It doesn't matter, both are going to be same, correct? No. So therefore it's possible to write A plus B equal to B plus A. Hence addition is going to be a binary operation. Now what about multiplication? Now when I go for multiplication, now this will become A multiplied by B, right? So under multiplication, what is the commutative property? A multiplied by B will be equal to B multiplied by A. Give an example if you want. 2 multiplied by 3 equal to 3 multiplied by 2. You can see the answer both going to be 6. Or you can go for minus, still doesn't matter, right? So that's the reason why we will say addition and multiplication are commutative on set of all real numbers. They said subtraction and division fails commutative property. So why it fails? 2 and 3 are real numbers. So what is 2 minus 3 will be equal to minus 1. What is 3 minus 2 will be equal to 1. So 2 minus 3 not equal to 3 minus 2. Therefore subtraction is not commutative. Clear? Right. So why division fails actually? Right. Now 2 by 3 and 3 by 2. Both cannot be equal. Right. So hence division is not going to be commutative.